So, funny things happened. If you watched our last episode.
Welcome to the haunt.
Oh. Hello. That's Brick. I'm Sheesha. Okay. End of story. Here we are. This is the Haunt Podcast.
Your hotspot for all things spooky.
No itches. If you listen to last week's episode, you'll hear in the beginning how we freak out. Well, how I freak out because for the first time ever, we somehow looked up the same thing.
We did research on the same thing.
But my research also comes from a local.
Yeah, she did a lot more
area who went to this.
She did a lot more extensive research than I did, so I'm very, very excited. I'm actually excited because this is a really intriguing spot to me.
It is really intriguing, and we're gonna go.
Yes.
Because we are planning a trip to Ohio.
It won't be for a while, but
we're planning a road trip to Ohio.
It's gonna be fun.
And
good time.
This is definitely on our list of things to go.
Yes.
And see.
I'm so excited. I'm actually really excited to learn a lot about this place.
It's gonna be a good time.
But what are we talking about today, Sheesha?
So I'm not used to you calling me that.
I know.
Just threw me off.
It's weird.
It made me really uncomfortable.
That's why I'm saying it's weird.
Do you want to use my real name?
That's up to you. We'd have to change everything.
Well, y'all can know my real name, so you know who she's at least dressing to. We can keep it all Sheesha, because that's what I use for everything on social media anyways. Is Sheesha.
I'm just going to call you Sheesha. And you're going to have to get used to it.
It feels weird you're calling me Sheesha. I'm not even going to lie. It feels really weird.
How do you think it feels for me?
You can call
not
me
normal.
My real name. That's fine.
Not on the Haunt Podcast.
You can, though, because I really don't care anymore.
Well, I care. We got to keep up with continuity. I'm pretty sure I called you Nikisha on here before, but...
I think Vicky took it out, though.
He might have. Yeah.
and you just hear us talking about how, like, people can't say my actual name. And then I know...
No, I think that's in one of our Halloween episodes that we...
No.
So I don't think it's out yet.
No, it's in one of our last ones. I remember listening to it, and you're like, yeah. And the people keep saying that my name... People have said my name wrong my entire life. That's why I do Sheesha, but it's still a lot of a mouthful. It's in one of our recent episodes.
Okay,
and
well...
it took out everything. Whenever we said Nikisha, it's not in there. My real name is Nikisha. That is my real name.
Here at the Haunt, where all things are spooky, she goes by Sheesha.
Correct. My real name is Nikisha. That's how you say it. Nikisha. That's how you say it.
Easy enough. That to me is easier to say than Sheesha. Not gonna lie.
It's still a mouthful for this.
So much easier though.
Okay.
Anyway, what are we talking about today? We are way off track.
We're talking about Moonville Tunnel.
So excited for this.
So what do you have on
Okay, first off, I just want to say this is such a bizarre thing for us to have both done research on because it's really obscure.
It's a really obscure thing that I didn't know it existed until someone that I talked to said, like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I've been doing research on paranormal stuff for a while. We've been doing this podcast for a while.
Yeah.
I've been collecting different locations that are intriguing to me.
Uh-huh.
And I actually didn't hear about this location until, like, earlier this week when I was compiling things for this episode.
How'd you find it?
And I found it on... I think it was just a random, like, YouTube video where someone was just listing, like, haunted places they were going through different states.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And in Ohio, this was one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's actually really intriguing. And I was surprised I hadn't heard of it before. That's why I added it to my episode.
Right.
And then you had done research on it.
I, learned about this... I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so you knew about it before I did probably then.
From Billy 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's super cool. And it's like, yeah, I've been there. And it's like, he said that it's a very eerie place. Very eerie. He's like,
I imagine. It looks magical. I'm not gonna lie.
He says that it's like when you get down there, it's eerily quiet, like dead quiet. Can't hear a bird. Nothing.
That makes me uncomfortable.
It's very eerie. It's very quiet, and you can't hear anything unless you're there with somebody else.
Okay, I'm actually gonna be honest here. Silence is one of my fears. Like, it's a really dumb thing to be afraid of, but
that's how every cryptid that we've ever looked into. Once the woods go silent, that's how you know something good is not around. Is around.
My thing is too, like, when, like, I have to have some type of noise to fall asleep to, because I will hear voices if there's nothing there. So I need something to just distract my ears from making stuff up, because it just, like, I get freaked out in silence. Like, I get really freaked out.
That's very true. That's very common. That's like not even like a bad thing. But like,
I know some people sleep with a nightlight. I sleep with noise.
You know what? To each their own. But like he said that like when you're trying to go back up to get away from the tunnel and go back up to regular land, it feels like someone is like pushing you back down, like towards the tunnel. Yeah. And he said one time when he was trying to leave, they started having rocks like come falling down.
Oh my gosh, scary.
Come falling down from top of the tunnel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This sounds dangerous.
I guess it can be.
Okay.
I guess, apparently.
Okay.
And so, like, it was just really cool. Because they were literally just talking about paranormal stuff. And I was like, and he's gone to so many things. So, like, he's like, yeah, I have lots of stories. And I'm like,
love that.
I love that. That's so cool. I'm so interested.
Yeah.
And so then he said that there's two different things of why it's so haunted.
Okay. Well, first off, Moonville.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a little bit of history. So Moonville is it's a ghost town.
It's a ghost town
in Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. The only things that are still there is the foundation of the old schoolhouse, this tunnel, which used to be a train track tunnel. The train tracks no longer exist. And then I guess the community cemetery is still there as well.
Those are the only things still left. And he was telling me how, like, lots of tombstones have been moved of kids because there was a plague that went through this area.
Well, and they claim the plague, too, is a lot of the reason why the tunnel is haunted, which doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense, but this is what he told me. So we'll get to what he told me.
Okay,
They think, there's two different possibilities of why the tunnel is haunted.
Okay.
But it was also a mining town.
Yes.
It was a mining town.
Which is why it's a ghost town, because the mines are all closed down.
Right, the mines are all closed.
There's no reason for people to live there anymore.
And then also because of the plague, which is why the train stopped stopping in Moonville, was because of the plague. It would just go right up through. Unless someone was to stop the train to get supplies. Because that was the only way to get supplies to them was through the train, because obviously it was through...
Oh, I just got, like, chills for... That wasn't even, like, a chilling moment, but I just got chills. Got very cool. Did it really? So it's not just me?
Very cold.
Like, that was, like...
side of my body right now.
That was, like... Oh, mine was just, like... From my head down, just
it's a little
chills.
Chilly over here now. Interesting. Let's back up. Okay, I don't know who's next to me. I ain't gonna back up. But so,
so all I have about this tunnel is in 1859 there was a railroad worker who was crushed to death by an oncoming train, and there are at least 4 other people who have died at the tunnel. But there's not a lot of details about it, and it's all kind of fuzzy, whatnot. Yeah. And people claim to see a floating lantern in the tunnel. They see a man carrying a lantern in the tunnel. And they just say it's a really creepy place.
So the man carrying the lantern tunnel, which is one of the reasons people think it's haunted.
Yes.
This man would get up every morning and flag down the train, go through the tunnel, flag down the train, so that it could deliver supplies to Moonville, because it started just going on through. It wouldn't stop unless someone stopped the train to get supplies.
Gotcha.
So one day he woke up late, but still went down there to try and, like, So I'm assuming back then trains didn't have lights on them. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not sure how this happened, but
okay. Well, trains take a really long time to stop.
Right.
They need a lot of. He was going
through the tunnel.
Okay.
And got hit and ran over by the train. Mm-hmm. So the man with the lantern.
Yeah, that's the guy from 1859.
Yes, that's one reason why I think that it's haunted. But then also another thing is like people believe that this person was killed prior.
Okay.
To being prior to the train coming, and then was set on the tracks to like throw off how the person died.
Oh, they think it was like a murder.
A murder, yeah. And then set on the tracks. And then, right. And so then he tells me like always like these cool things, like him going there was eerily quiet, but like he has like a really deep voice, and his friend was like a little ways ahead of him, but they heard someone in a really high pitched voice, like I can't remember what he said that he heard them say to him. But it was clearly not him and not his friend. Because his voice is low, his friend was way ahead of him. But he heard somebody in this really high-pitched voice say, isn't that fucking weird?
Yes.
And, like, so many things have, like he said that there's been, like, rumors and, you know, of people doing, like, satanic rituals.
Ick.
At this area.
Yeah.
And that he heard a story of these people going, like, you know, I guess it's a really hot spot for couples to go to. I don't know. Go to this tunnel and they see this fire at the end of the tunnel on the other side, and they're like, it was just placed there. Like it's like a trap.
I feel like I want to like cry right now. That's actually like.
And they just were like, they were going. They saw it and they said, "This don't feel right. This feels a little sketchy." Turned their asses around and went back.
Good.
Because like most of most of the train tracks for most of them is gone. They're gone. They plan on turning this into like a bike trail. Yeah. And a walking trail, which I don't know how they're going to do this. That tunnel's no lights in that tunnel still to this day.
Well, are they planning to put lights in the tunnel?
I don't know this plan. All I saw was that they plan on turning it into like a walking and biking trail.
It's not. I mean, it's not that long of a tunnel, though, is it? Because you can see the other side. It's not. Not very long I don't know if it needs lights. I mean, if it's haunted, it probably should have lights. But if you're going to turn into like a walking and biking trail, you should probably have lights in there. Just for the safety of people. Because there's get to the middle part, you can't, if someone were to be standing in that middle part, you can't see them on either end. I just got like a weird knot in my stomach with that like visual of just like there's someone being in the middle and not
you
knowing.
Wouldn't know until you were on top of that person.
That's absolutely disgusting. Okay, yep. We need lights.
Exactly. You want to read my shirt?
Floodlights and cell service and crystal clear CCTV.
Floodlights. Everywhere.
Yep.
So, and then he said even people have like gone there and like given birth in the tunnel.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, like it's like
That's like a thing?
I guess some people have gone there and like have given birth in this tunnel.
Why?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Like, purposefully, they went into labor and they said, oh, gotta go to the Moonville Tunnel. Like, what?
Like, I'm assuming, like, satanic ritual, something, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess.
That's so bizarre. I've never heard of anything like that.
Neither have I until that, and I was like, huh?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so, like, he's like, and he's been there. He wants to go back, and he's been there, and he's just like, he can't get over how, like, he's like, it's just too eerie. Well, yeah. Like, something good is not there. I'm like, well, dude.
I am going to say, like, I've seen pictures of it. It actually, like, the pictures are gorgeous.
It's a
like,
really
it looks magical.
Beautiful place.
It really looks magical.
It does. But
I know. It's terrifying, probably.
It's actually terrifying. Like, yeah, so most who claim have sighted the ghost of Moonville Tunnel says that he carries his lantern. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yep.
Which, like, I really wonder how he was able to get hit by the train. Because you can hear a train.
Right.
From a long ways away. Yes.
But also, if you're in the tunnel, you might be like, I don't know. I really don't know. Are you gonna go back to the he was murdered theory?
But then I don't know though, because the way, so let's say the way that they say it, According to local legend, the ghost of the river worker was crushed by an oncoming train in spring of 1859. The newspaper article from MacArthur Democrat, dated March 23rd, 1959, reads, a brakesman was fatally injured when the wheels passing over the grinding to a shapeless mass is greater part of one of his legs. That was the headline.
That's a really long headline, first of all.
It's a little bit graphic as well.
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
So I want to, so it would make sense, but like only over one leg. This dude got hit by a whole ass train, bro.
So did he like bleed out?
I'm assuming he would bleed out if he wasn't instantly killed by the force of said train.
Well, if it just hit his leg, that wouldn't instantly kill him.
You have a giant artery in your leg.
That's why I'm saying he would bleed out
in like a matter of seconds.
I suppose.
Usually.
Yeah.
People have been, usually,
yeah.
Yes. And like I said, there people also believe that like the ghosts are also haunting this from the epidemic that happened there. No one ever says what the epidemic was.
Yeah, it's just a plague.
Others state that the ghost is that of a pregnant woman struck by a train. Oh, I don't know if he didn't tell me this one.
Ooh.
I just looked this up randomly. Struck by the train, and still others claimed it is an 8-foot tall man who was struck.
8 foot? That's not a man, my dude. That is a giant.
It could be Bigfoot.
Could have been Bigfoot. Oh, poor BF.
You did not. Not the poor BF. What the hell? But no, this place is absolutely stunning. And
It is.
But I just want to know,
so pretty.
like, which one is, like, the only thing that they have, that there's, like, a paper trail of, is the one dude. So, I mean, but why, like I said, why would the people who died in this place haunt the tunnel?
Well, because with what I found is they had, that one guy was, like, the big... they had all the information on him actually dying there. And then they did say there were at least 4 other people who died at the tunnels, but they don't have information on that. So it's like, where does that number come from?
Right.
Like, why?
Legend or what? I mean, the area around this place looks beautiful, but then you see, like, the inside of the tunnel.
I don't think I've seen pictures of the inside of the tunnel.
Is
it spooky?
Very spooky.
Oh.
Like, there's graffiti everywhere, people like to be a little...
Yes.
People get a little carried away. When it comes to, like, people who try to over-spookify things, like, this tunnel's already haunted.
Yeah.
Tunnel's already haunted. I mean, the tracks are gone. And the tunnel is not very wide.
No, you can totally see through it, though. If there was someone standing in the middle, you would see their silhouette.
Maybe.
I'm looking at it now. No, you.
Well, yeah,
if it's light outside.
Well, yeah, but even on some days, you hit the shade just right.
I suppose. Yeah, they could stand up against the wall or
against the wall, like right here. I can't see. Someone could be standing, or even sitting there crouching in the dark. Couldn't you?
Well, so there's a lot of pictures here where, like, the end of the tunnel looks like an orb instead of the end of the tunnel. Like, that's actually really weird.
It's a little bit longer than, like, I don't like you think it is. But, like, it's a very eerie thing, and, he said, it feels like you're being, like, just pushed down. I can't get out.
It's really heavy.
Really heavy feeling. Really heavy, really eerie. And, like, and if there is, like, satanic cults there, and people, like...
Yeah.
Opened a portal or like...
Well, it is a tunnel, which in itself kind of is naturally a portal.
Yes. Yes. And especially...
It's also underground.
Yeah, it is kind of going
as tunnels are.
Yeah.
Like, that's... So, yeah.
Mind you, this railroad was built for free.
Oh.
The dude that owned the land was like, yes, you guys can build this railroad on my land for free.
Is that a real picture?
Oh
I don't know if that's a real picture.
That
I just came across a picture at Moonville Tunnel that is a horrifying like silhouette of a person.
Do you see that?
What am I looking at? There's a lot there.
That light is in the middle of the tunnel.
Oh, that's not the end of the tunnel.
No. No, bro.
Oh.
Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this tunnel, but I'm very drawn to it. And like
because it looks so pretty. It really does.
It looks pretty, but I don't know. That one picture actually made me want to pee my pants. I'm not even gonna lie. That picture.
I don't know if that's a real picture.
What y'all heard my reaction to that picture of exactly how it came. I was but I don't. Where are you finding that one? Oh,
I just Googled.
I found it. I
don't know if it's a real one. I can't be certain.
That would need to be like.
Yeah, and there's not much written on it either, so I don't know anything about it. But it's
goddamn
horrifying.
Out the side of my But like this area, I mean, it's all cleared out now. But like before, there's not a lot of room.
Right.
You could easily get ran over.
Oh yeah.
There's not a lot of room to any.
If there was a train coming and you were in that tunnel, you would have to get out or you're getting hit.
Oh, 100%.
Like that. Yeah.
And so, I mean, all man was trying to do was just like, he was just trying to, make sure people got their supplies.
Yup.
I don't know. This tunnel.
Oh.
I have a weird pull towards this tunnel.
I'm fascinated
as soon as
I
heard about it, I need to go there and visit this tunnel.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, I think this is why I got so caught up on it. Because, like, there is not a lot of history about this tunnel.
No, there's not a lot of information about it. There's not a lot of, like, documented history about it.
Nothing.
But there's a lot of people who say it's definitely 100% haunted.
Oh, and I fully believe that it's haunted.
I do, too. There's just not a lot of information out there.
Which sucks. It's like, come on. This is like a great, place that'd be fun to go to. I mean, yes, a little bit
also,
eerie.
It's called Moonville. I love that.
Seriously. I wonder where the name came from, personally, because that's a beautiful name. Moonville? Moonville. Come on, babe.
Love that.
Like, that's the best name ever.
There is something, I think, like, magical to this town. And it might have been corrupted, but...
You think it was corrupted?
Well, because it sounds like it's very dark. It sounds like... Because like you were saying, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, and that, to me, is dark.
Well, heavy doesn't always mean dark. I mean...
It depends on...
For the most part, it can. But, like, also, heavy can be, like, very, like, sad. Not necessarily dark. It can be like heavy with sadness.
Well, I think very sad can be dark.
Sometimes.
That's
Not all the time though.
Like it's definitely considered one of those darker emotions, right?
Is it considered a dark? I would say more solemn than dark.
Well, solemn is dark, I think. You have positive and negative emotions, right? Any negative emotions I consider to be darker. I'm not saying they're bad.
Okay.
Because that's not how emotions aren't good or bad. Emotions are emotions.
That makes sense.
But
I can feel it's super cold over here. Like,
yeah.
There's not a freaking thing above me.
No, it doesn't feel that different from over here.
It doesn't?
No.
I'm genuinely freezing.
Huh.
What?
No, I just felt like a breeze right here.
See, I'm telling you! And only during my recordings!
Yeah, there's something that comes in every time to listen to you talk about these.
And it's like, who is here? I don't understand. This is a lot. Like, why always? And it's always like halfway through. It's 25 minutes in, and something wants to pop up.
Yep.
So, since, there has been a few, people seen satanic rituals. Do you think they had someone who was pregnant, like, come and, like, birth? Like...
I don't know. I don't know if I want to think like that.
We kind of got to. Okay, so get your mind right. Okay, so, like, do you think the satanic cults came there?
Okay.
Because for some reason, I feel like this is either close to a ley line.
Oh, yeah,
because it is... Because the Blair House, it's also in Ohio.
There is something actually, I think, very weird about the whole entire city of Moonville, I will say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's just the tunnel. I think the tunnel is kind of like an epicenter of it.
Something else happened there.
But there is...
that they're not saying.
There's just a lot there energetically, I think. And I don't know why or what that is.
Is it like, was it only Moonville that was plagued with this plague? Like, why? What happened?
Yeah.
But, of course, and
it's a small town, too.
A small town that wasn't around for long.
Right.
And so there's not a lot of history about it because it wasn't around for long. I mean, a lot of ghost towns, you have no record of who could possibly have lived there, who did live there, who what. So, like, the fact that we even have, like, a little bit about, you know.
You see my goosebumps?
Yes, I have goosebumps, too, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
This
would be a really fun place to head to.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, I want to know. Like I said, there's not a lot of history.
Yeah.
Someone needs to go there and have, like, an actual, like, investigation.
Yeah.
And, like, ask questions like, who is here? Why are you here? What plague? Like, the bubonic plague? Or, like, what plague associated itself with this area?
Yeah. I lost my train of thought now. Oh, yeah. You were definitely on the right track with whatever you were saying, because I just got, like, a weird, like, validating feeling.
Yeah. Like, so what if they were, like, what if they used, you know, because people who don't know the pentagram it's for the horned god, the two horned god, and the three goddesses. And so, and the three gods represent fertility. And a lot of people assume the pentagrams for satanic reasons, but it's not. It was turned into a very not good thing, but it means well. The original behind it are in the Wicca practice. It's a very good thing. So don't always freak out when you see someone wearing a pentagram.
It's similar, I think, to the swastika. I gotta look that up because it meant something totally different, and then the Holocaust came about. And it's like,
really?
Oh, that's a bad symbol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I
didn't know that.
And I'm trying to... I can't remember what it stood for. But now, obviously, it can't be used for what it was
at all because
it stands
which
for
is why
Nazis.
People see the pentagram, they're like, "Oh my gosh, satanic, awful, da 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 da." No, that's not what it is at all. It can be used.
So the swastika is originally a symbol from Hinduism, meaning prosperity and good luck.
Now that does not mean that anymore.
No,
which is really sad.
It is.
That's very sad.
Isn't that, like, actually upsetting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I kind of feel like if they were using it for satanic cult, they use the energy. You know, obviously the gods would be there. You know, if they believed in that stuff, gods would be there to help them through their laboring and delivery of said baby. So I wonder if possibly in a fucked up way, this is all just speculation. This is not proven anywhere.
Right.
But, like, they, like, gave this baby to, like, not, like, killed the baby, which I hope that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think that happened.
Promised this baby
to the tunnel.
To Satan.
Yeah.
Like, people have done that where they've sold their kid's soul to, like, Satan to get higher power.
By the way, I don't think actually works. Like,
Elaborate.
I am of the belief that no one else can sell away your soul aside from yourself.
I understand that, but also, you know how Satan works. Satan does not care what the common, you know? If you
think it's like a loophole?
I think if your parents are all like, I'm giving this, I'm giving them to you if you give me the ultimate power to achieve blah, 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 blah. They give the baby, it's very much a Sabrina type of thing. Which it does actually, people actually do this, though. And so, like, I think it's a type of like that. It's like a Sabrina's mom, like, she signed her over to the devil.
Yeah, when she was a baby. Yeah, but see, in Sabrina, she had to go through with some weird, like, wedding ceremony when she turned 16, right? Because I don't think her soul actually belonged to the devil.
Well, it also didn't
like
belong
she had to make
because she was baptized. Her mom had her baptized secretly.
Okay, but she had to make that decision. Is the kind of point I'm
no,
making.
she had it. She was supposed to do it, and like they had it's not. What was it called? It was just like her 16th birthday. It was just like like every witch had to go through that.
Okay.
On their 16th birthdays in the show, at least.
Yeah.
So that's why I also don't believe like she had to go through that wedding ceremony because she didn't. Every witch went through a whole little thing where they turn away from but that's what I think probably what happened and why it's making it so heavy too is that people have gone there and done and who knows if they hurt anybody else that has gone there. That's why they went there to heck. Because like you said, who the hell is giving birth in a tunnel?
That's actually like concerning to me.
Very dirty. Very not sanitary.
It's not sanitary. It's got to be for some nefarious reason because that's not normal.
No.
Like, there's no reason that would be a good thing to do.
As someone who's given birth twice, the fuck I'm gonna do labor on a concrete floor in the middle of the woods with sticks and bugs? Hell no. I need a nice comfy bed, some pillows, ice chips,
an epidural maybe.
An epidural, absolutely. Shove that needle in my back. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Because without you, I was not pushing out none of these kids for one. Okay, let me tell you, be straight up. It wouldn't have happened.
No,
it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And so, like, I mean, some people are straight G's. Like, you're a G, regardless of having a kid, you're a G. Some are really extra G's when they're out there doing it with no pain medication. Bro, could not be me. Props to you.
In a tunnel?
Anywhere in a tunnel? On concrete where a rock could go up your butt? Absolutely. Absolutely not.
That just...
It sounds very uncomfortable and very unflattering.
To me, it sounds evil. Like, that might be a bit, like, of a stretch, but, like, that's, like, what I thought of as soon as you told me. I'm like, that is straight up evil.
It's evil. Yeah, I believe it. I believe if you're going down there to such a heavy, dark place.
And I don't use evil lightly. Like,
I've never, it's not the first time I've ever heard use the word evil.
Because I think good and evil are very much relative, right? Like, they're...
100%.
I think there's very little that is true evil and very little that is true good.
Correct.
That's my... Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And so, like, that's why I'm really stuck on the whole, like, satanic cult things and, like, the giving birth. Because it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because if only 4 people died that we know of at this tunnel,
right?
One being someone trying to flag
down.
And
one that we actually really know of.
Yeah, the other 3 is...
Because they could be, like, just legend. Because there's no information about it.
No, not at all. It's all just... folklore, legend, people from the area know about it, but like you said, we had no idea.
Right.
Until you had a very, obscure way of finding out, and I found out from a local.
Yeah.
From a local. So, like, it really doesn't make sense.
That's so bizarre that this is the one we both researched.
Which is just
so bizarre because there's so many like bigger things out there
that we could have researched at the same time, but we find the most obscure place that you have no idea about.
Well, part of what I try to do when I research things is I try to find things that you don't know about.
Well, right, and so this is what it is. Like it's so obscure. A random video about haunted places in Ohio.
Yeah,
me talking to a local. Like, what? It's so obscure that this is the one. It's weird. And that we were planning on taking a trip to Ohio.
Yeah. That is actually, that's actually really bizarre because so before last week's episode, we were talking about planning a trip to Ohio.
Yes.
And then we start the episode and I'm talking about Moonville, Ohio, and find out that that's what she's going to be talking about.
That's what this episode was going to be about, because I felt so drawn to this place.
We're for sure going there because...
Oh, 100% we're going there.
This is like one of the big things we're doing when we go to Ohio.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go there at nighttime.
No.
Just because if there are satanic cults there.
We don't want to be there. Yeah, no. I agree.
No, I need to be there.
It's not a safe place to be at night.
No.
So,
especially when you can't see through the tunnel.
And you don't know what's going on there. Like...
You don't... Right.
I'm talking about, like, with real people stuff. Like, not ghosts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't want to be there.
With real people. And, like... And when the rocks, like, falling down when you're trying to go back up this thing. I don't know if I'd ever actually walk through the tunnel. I feel like if I were to walk through the tunnel, I'd have a panic attack.
Yeah. I've had a panic attack before related to ghosts.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when at Minneapolis Institute of Arts.
Oh, yeah! Mm-hmm. That's right!
Yeah.
That's right, you did have...
yeah.
You did black out in that room.
I did. A full-blown panic attack out of nowhere.
We should go there.
Yeah. I've been back.
Have you? Have you had the same experience?
No, but there's definitely, like, a weird vibe to that room.
Well, it's all old
definitely.
Shit. It's all old, historical.
Well, and I will say there is a male presence in that room. 100%.
A male presence?
Yes.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can. They have no idea what we're talking about.
No, they really don't. Well, I talked briefly about it in our, like, very first introduction episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was one of my own personal paranormal experiences.
Right, one of your own, like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yep.
It's real.
I believe in ghosts now.
If I didn't already, I do now.
Yup. But yeah, for those who don't know, the Minneapolis Institute of Arts is a free art museum in Minneapolis, and they have this exhibit called the Period Rooms, where it's different rooms set up to be like different time periods. And there's one room, the Connecticut Room, which is highly, highly haunted.
She found out after she went there.
Yes, I found out after I went there. I was by myself. I walked into that room. No one else was in that room. I felt like someone was watching me. Had a full-blown panic attack, tried to run out the door, could not, ran out a different door, and as soon as I crossed the threshold, it was totally fine. Like, totally fine.
I was not there with her.
I was by myself.
She was by herself. But I had, at a different time when I first started dating, my soon-to-be ex-husband, he took me and my son to the Minneapolis Institute of Art, which is it's a really cool place. I highly recommend.
If you don't want to have a horrible haunted experience, just stay out of the Connecticut Room.
Correct.
Or if you're looking for a haunted experience, check out the Connecticut Room.
It'll be great. But no, there's samurais.
It's really, really cool.
It's a beautiful place.
And it's free, you guys.
Yeah, and it's free. I mean, there's like one thing you can like pay to go in something else, but like for the most part, it's this huge multi-floor in a beautiful building.
It's ginormous.
It's huge.
You could spend days in there.
Literally, I was there for 2 hours. I had a 1-year-old at the time, so I was only there for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
he ain't lasting long.
Right.
In an art gallery, but it's beautiful. But it's all old historic shit. There's energy, spirits attached.
There's a lot there. Yeah.
Everything there, in there has some type of attachment, whether it's a good and just kind of there, it has good energy, vibration, whatever.
Most of it's just kind of there.
Yeah, but the Connecticut Room, I didn't have a panic attack from the Connecticut Room, but I do remember being in that room and not feeling okay.
And it's a weird room to begin with. It's like really small and it's really, really dark in the corner for no reason.
The corner is really fucking dark.
And that's where I think this man likes to hang out.
Right, it was in the dark corner.
By the bed, yep.
And like, I went there with a very dominant male figure
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why I felt a little uneasy, but not like to the point where you had it. Because I had a very
well, as soon as I walked in there, I felt uneasy.
Right. But I had a very assertive male figure with me,
mm-hmm.
so I felt like it intimidated the guy that was in there.
Well, and people go in there all the time, and they don't have an experience. Everyone who goes in there says they feel uneasy in there. Like, literally everyone.
Yeah, everyone that I've talked to, too, is like, I did not feel good in the Connecticut room.
Yeah.
It's a very...
The spirit in there does not like people. Like, I'm just gonna say that.
No, it does not.
Like, he just wants to be left alone, and he can't because he's part of an art exhibit.
Correct.
That's what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, but like, also have like I want to go back there and just like kind of like standing there.
Yeah, I'd go back there.
We should go.
Yeah,
it's free. We should go.
We should go.
But like, you know, like I want to like. But I'm not driving Minneapolis. I'm sorry. You know, I don't.
That's
do
fine.
Minneapolis. That's
I'll drive.
Okay, we'll meet there. And but like that's like the poll that I have to go back to the Connecticut room to fix. I want to figure out what's in there and who's in there.
It's a man. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, but you know, but like that's the poll that like I feel towards Moonville Tunnel.
Yeah. No, I will say the day I had that panic attack there, I went around to look at other exhibits, and I'm like, I have to go back. Like, I literally went right back to it. Because I'm just like, I don't know what that was, and I have to prove to whatever was in there that it can't scare me away. Because that was rude.
Rude.
So, yeah,
don't be rude. That's what I would say. Don't be rude.
Yeah.
It's like when I went back. Go to, like, to Waverly and stuff.
Oh, gosh. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to get there and just immediately start crying.
And then was like, you know, enemies will chase after them, and you better not. One of two things will happen. I will see an entity coming towards me, and I will either do one or two things. Stand there and tell it to stop, and just hope that it like, oh, you can see me, and you're an assertive woman. Oh, okay. Let me chill out. You know?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna be booking it the other way. I'm gonna say for everyone to follow in suit because I don't know. Ohio's really has my energy being pulled to it right now.
I get that.
I feel very strong.
There's a lot there.
Ohio that I need to go and I need to experience it. And shit, maybe I'll fucking move there at one point in time. Who knows?
Who knows?
But like, I feel very pulled towards Ohio.
Yeah.
Especially like in recent times where we're like, where are we gonna go? Because we were thinking like, oh, we can go to Salem, but like, Salem's cool. It's pulling me there too, but something about Ohio is really pulling me there too.
Well, there's a lot there, paranormal wise. So
Blair House, Bobby Mackey,
Moonville Tunnel,
Moonville Tunnel,
Waverly.
Isn't Charles Manson from there?
I think so.
Yeah,
there's a lot there for sure.
And so like
a lot of like big name stuff there.
Bobby Mackey being the leading one.
Yep, that was never on my bucket list, but it turns out we might be going there.
We're going. We're going. That's what
okay.
The pendulum.
Okay.
Why did you just say it like that?
Those freaked me out a little bit, not gonna lie.
Why? It does make you a lot more open.
Yeah. See, I feel like, and I will say I'm not like super open.
I wasn't looking for a pendulum, but I was like scrolling, and it like popped up. I'm like, I need it, and I bought it instantly. I was like,
so this was like a calling.
It was like, yeah, it was a calling. Yeah. Like, I never once wanted a pendulum.
Yeah.
Never once did I want one. And then
for anyone who doesn't know, a pendulum is like a little, like a charm or a stone at the end of a string or chain that you use to ask questions of spirits.
But it's not as creepy as a Ouija board.
See, to me, they're very similar.
I got a board with it too.
Okay.
I have to obviously cleanse it, put my good energy into it. I just got them.
Okay.
I just got them, so I have not used them.
I was gonna say before though, I feel like without that stuff, again, I'm not super open, but without that stuff, I feel like I'm open enough. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you again.
I'm also very, very open.
I think you're more open than I am.
Oh, I fully believe that
Yeah.
I'm super open, and like I'm leaning more into that stuff now. So I feel like a lot more stuff's going to start happening. Memories are start seeing a lot more different things because
I see stuff all the time.
I see stuff all the time too. Like I saw stuff all the time before,
Mm-hmm.
but since being like more aware of like my abilities and shit, I've started seeing a lot more. Like I see like a lot more faces and figures in places.
Listen.
And so...
You want to talk about seeing faces?
And so now I need to, like... I know your dream of Hershey.
Yes. Did I talk about that on the podcast?
I think you did.
Okay, yeah.
And so, like, I know that when I start doing, like, these things, like, you know, my... Because if you haven't watched any of the recent overnight videos, how, like, a lot of them are, like, group...
Okay, yeah.
Ghost huntings now.
Yeah, they did one with the Twin Paranormal.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't watch it all the way through, but I started it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
And so, like, they're doing a lot of group ones now. Corey and Oates are doing a lot of group ones. So now it has to be, like, chilled out now. Waivers and groups, people are there. So Elton's, like, chilled out now. But they do this thing in the beginning where it's, like, basically just, like, I'm pretty sure it's, like, a chant or whatever. But they fully believe that it helps them open up the spiritual realm.
Yeah. There are definitely things you can do to...
And so I think it's very... interesting that now I'm becoming even more open and okay. I just got goosebumps again.
I got like full body chills.
Yeah. Actually.
And that was like a weird, it wasn't like because it's cold, it was like a internal full body chills.
In to out. Exactly.
Wait, this means something.
Okay. And so like they believe that opens up the portal, makes the line really thin.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm just thinking, like, wow, it's really crazy. Like, I'm getting more in tune to this side of me as we're getting closer to, like, the fall equinox and stuff. When the
veil's going to be a lot thinner, so a lot more things are going to start happening.
And so I'm just like, I live in a haunted house. This veil is getting thin. A lot of loved ones have passed over due to this reason or another. And so I'm just like... Mm-hmm. It's like I'm like anxious, but like it's like a good
excited
anxious. I don't know. I know we said in like March or April, but I feel like this is gonna become an obsession, and we're gonna have to be going there sooner. Well,
yeah, we're planning our trip to Ohio for March or April.
But I'm probably gonna
don't know if we said that.
Sooner.
Yeah,
we go scope some things out.
Yeah.
I have a very huge pool that I'm gonna have to go to.
Yeah, there's
Ohio
a lot there.
Sooner than later. I don't know, something's telling me to go, and I have to, like...
I've never actually done, like, a ghost investigation, but I would love to. But also, I don't know how I would react. Like, I would like to think that I'd be cool, calm, and collected the entire time.
Cool, calm, collected, queen.
But, you know, there's a very good chance that I will be running, screaming in the other direction.
See, that's the thing. I feel like that's the thing. It's fear, because it's something like you want to experience this stuff, but then when it happens, your body's like, okay, I can't explain. This doesn't make any sense to me because no one's right here next to me to explain that. So I feel like you'd have to, like...
Well, you have to be okay with things not being explained.
Exactly.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Because,
like, I've definitely had experiences and some that have, like, kept me up at night.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
But, like, I don't know how I would react if I actually, like, sought it out rather than just letting it happen.
Looking for it instead of
it just, like, happening by chance. Yeah.
I can see where that would be scary for sure. Like, you're going to these places and we're going to do stuff that's going to awaken or, like, you know, amp up.
Yes.
Spiritual energy instead of, like, just letting it happen kosherly.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, going to places where, like, no matter what you do, you're going to have some type of experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And, like, I'm down to have experiences. Like,
we want the experience.
Like, that's not the issue.
We also said we haven't actually done, like, a ghost hunt ourselves.
Yeah.
So, like, we have no idea how we're going to react to it. I'm sure I'm a very big panic and silence person. So I'm very big on, like, I'll see something.
Well, and I think we both have quite a bit of anxiety as well, just naturally.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to take, like, something to keep my my nerves chill.
No, I have to be aware.
Oh, I'd be
So
aware. That's
I know,
the
but like
I feel like when I don't take my Delta 9s often.
Well, they put me to sleep, so.
Mine put me in this weird trance type of thing, and then like I like think about stuff a lot more. I don't know. Before I fall asleep. But I don't know, I feel like I have an awakening every time. I don't know why. Maybe it's because
I can understand that.
Because my anxiety is so low at that point in time. And
well, I definitely think I'm going through like a 10-year-long awakening, so you know.
You know, I feel like I'm going through an awakening these past 4 months.
Like
it's
just life, right?
4 months. Wow.
Well, and that's one reason too. I think talking about this stuff is so interesting because I think it can spark awakenings.
100%. Oh yeah, absolutely. It can definitely spark awakenings for sure.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's so bizarre to like think about it.
We've been talking for a while.
Have we?
About 55 minutes.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like cut you off if you had more to say.
I didn't know where I was going with it either, so it's fine.
Okay. Sweet.
So now y'all know that we're planning a trip to Ohio. Moonville.
Should be fun.
Is calling our names.
Should be
It's dragging us towards it. We're going to go. We're going to experience. We're going to have a good time.
We'll talk about it when we do.
Yeah. And
we'll keep you in the loop.
For sure. For sure. I am.
Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And TikTok.
All be in the show notes.
Yep. Check out the notes for the links. I think it's _haunt_podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
And leave us a review. Why not? Leave us a review.
Leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing.
Oh. Okay. On that note, goodbye.